Welcome back, friends. In this week's video, I will show you a few pieces that I have painted and a few pieces I have repainted. And I'm doing this under the strict supervision of Bear. This piece I had painted previously. It was an old vintage copper pot and didn't have much copper cladding left on it or copper layer. It had been probably cleaned a million times in however many years it's been around and used quite often. So it did not sell in the charcoal color I had it painted. I do have a space, and if something sits there for several months and doesn't sell, then I know I need to either change the price or change the color. So I'm going to try doing this piece in a lighter color, kind of an ivory color. And the pot you see in the background there, I'm going to do the same with that one. I forgot to get a picture or footage of this piece before I started painting it, but it was kind of a bronze color. It's made of resin, but it had been painted to look bronze. But I initially thought I would paint all of it white with just a little bit of shadowing where the wool is, the fuzziness of the sheep. But as I started painting, I thought, well, this really needs to have a black face. So that's what I end up doing here. This is a piece that I never actually finished. I had put 2 coats of a charcoal chalk paint on this silver plated dish that was quite tarnished and scratched. But again, I'm seeing that the lighter colored things and more neutral colors sell better in my space. So I'll put a couple of coats of ivory colored chalk paint on this piece. This piece is one that I picked up at a Goodwill store about a month ago. It's made of resin and kind of maybe from the 90s or early 2000s. It's a pretty piece and a pretty design, so I'm just going to lighten it up a little bit. Not going to paint every part of it, going to leave some shadows down in the recesses, but just try to make it look a little brighter. This piece was really kind of a 1980s look. Of course, the green color on the basket there dated it a little bit. And then it actually has a wooden lid with a metal handle. And you'll see in a couple minutes it has a heart cut out in the lid. So yeah, kind of dated a little bit. So I decided I would put white over most of it, leave just a little bit of the wood showing through, but just wanted to try to cover it to give it a brighter look. And then you'll see what I do with the lid here in a couple seconds. This is another piece that I've had in my space for a while. It's a pretty color. You know, a lot of people are using these cake stands now for risers for decorating. And so I decided I would paint this one and just update it a little bit. So that's really all I did. I didn't put any stenciling or any other trim on this one. Just gave it a nice new color. And my kitty made me laugh so hard here. I think he had to check on everything I'm working on here. What I decided to do with the top of this basket is to cover the heart with a mold of paper clay that will kind of camouflage that outdated heart motif and kind of give it a little bit of a shabby chic look. I also redid the twine hinges that were holding it together. And here is this little guy getting his different stages of additional paint that will bring him to life. I did not video this, but I did get snap some pictures during the process that shows you how I painted not only the face, but gave some character to his eyes. I added some light blue accents to his eyes to give them a little bit of depth. And then I finished up with a little dot of white to help make his eyes look moist and realistic. These next two pieces are just discarded bottles that I recycled by painting them with chalk paint and using some napkins to decoupage. And then for the background, I added some stamps to give them a little bit more character. On this piece, rather than stamping it directly with that curved shape, I decided to stamp one of the layers of a 3-ply white napkin. and I used Prima Redesign stamps for this. And then I decoupaged that onto this pot. I finished up these bottles by adding a shabby bow, which I describe how to make in some of my other videos. And then I used it as a candle holder. If you hit the like button below, this will help trigger YouTube's algorithm so that my video will pop up for other viewers with similar taste. So please do that to help, and I will see you in the next video.